I'm Manouk Akopyan. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to our partners, personal injury attorney Nelson Gevorkyan.
We're joined by Roma Kalantaryan, KTMMA Gym in Montrose, California. Roma, you just finished a training session with Arman Tsarukyan. He's back in the gym, fully embracing camp mode. I know he's not preparing for a fight, but he's back in the gym. How would you assess his performance as he's been recovering from the back injury?
He's looking awesome. He's looking good. All the physical therapy and all that is almost over. We're pretty much done. He started doing strength training, cardio, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, everything pretty much. He's on a full training mode with no any restrictions anymore. So.
Yeah, it's good for him, and he's staying in Southern California, so he's going to be close to you. I know he trains at the Jackson gym. He gets work in different places.
Yeah.
When you guys specifically are working together, what is it that you are focusing on?
So we do mainly boxing and kickboxing, boxing and kicking. We do like our schedule is about 2-3 times a week. Depends on the week, but yeah, we have a set schedule. And yeah, we just work on striking mainly. I've been working on striking with him, I don't know, since day one, I guess, like 4-5 years almost.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've been with him through the thick and thin of things. And
yeah.
Unfortunately, with the UFC 311 situation, how would you just describe his mental state outside of his physical as well?
Well, the first, day, 2-3 week, it was different. It was hard. I would say for all of us, I would say pretty much for everybody, all the fans and everybody. But then you gotta look at the bright side, right? What if he was like, oh no, I'm gonna go ahead and deal with the injured back, and then, that'll be bad. It could end up in a worse injury, cause his career, and or get a big loss, or you never know. So what he did was great, actually. I respect him for that, and it was a great decision. And now we can come back stronger. A lot of people do that, like just right now, a hooker fight got canceled. So many fights get canceled, like even last minute, It happens every pretty much UFC, somebody gets hurt, somebody gets canceled. We had like, last weekend we had the fights in Saudi Arabia with the boxing fights. Did you see like the 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah, did you see what happened? Was the 3 fights got canceled last minute?
They lost Daniel Dubois, they lost Shakur Stevenson's opponent,
there we go.
Floyd Schofield.
Yeah.
So these things happen, and it's unfortunate.
So look at it, like it was a big high-level fight, very world title fights, and look what happened.
Absolutely. There was a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors. They were saying, oh, Arman couldn't make weight. You were there with him.
Yeah, there was no problem with weight. If anything, I personally think the issue with weight was because it was dropping too fast, and that's when all the injuries started kicking in. Because sometimes when you drop your weight too fast, like even when we were in Miami, he dropped like too fast, I think, at one point. I don't know, because of the like too much training, or I don't know what it was, but for a second, like it went down too fast, and then we controlled it. But those things happen, so it is what it is. Now we're gonna, forget about the problems and focus on the future.
Absolutely. His future is still in his hands. It's clear that he's going to have to fight his way back into the title picture. And lightweight right now, it might be the most chaotic it's been in a long time, with a lot of moving parts. Let's kind of set the scene here. We have Islam Makhachev, who's the champion.
Yeah.
Ilia Topuria, he just announced he's vacating featherweight, moving up to lightweight,
Yeah.
which creates some questions around when Arman would actually fight Islam. And then you have guys like Poirier, Holloway, waiting for fights. Oliveira waiting for fights, and now Gaethje lost a fight with Hooker. Where does Arman fall into this entire picture, you think?
Well, he's still number one contender. He is still number one contender. Honestly, my own thing would be, if anybody should get a chance with Islam, he should only fight if he moves up. My personal opinion, I don't know. I might be wrong. Some people might not like it, but if he moves up to 170, he should fight somebody else. If they promise Topuria a lightweight title fight, UFC, then he should fight Topuria. And another thing, he should finish Ramadan, sit and wait for Arman.
A lot of moving parts,
Yeah.
for sure. There was also some discussions about Michael Chandler. Of course, that fight fell through. It's now Chandler is fighting
Yeah.
Paddy Pimblett.
That's a good fight too. Yeah, let them fight each other. They both, yeah, let them fight each other.
What do you think is the ideal next fight for Arman, considering the entire landscape?
I think the ideal fight would be another title fight, the ideal fight. But UFC decided for him to fight somebody else, which is okay. Well, I guess we just wait to see who we're gonna fight next.
How would you just describe Arman's demeanor throughout this entire unknown period of his career? How is he approaching this?
I don't think he's taking it in any wrong way or hard or anything. He's just enjoying his, free time with his family. His family is here, so he's enjoying his time with his family. He doesn't have the strict schedule with his food, with his, trainings. He trains every single day, easy twice at least. So, good training, good technical works. So it's fun times for him right now, until we get a fight and we start camp again. It's not fun anymore.
So, how would you describe today's training session, for example?
Today's training was, for training with him was like a normal training, right? But if this was somebody else's training, it would be super extremely hard training. For him, this was a basic training, normal training, like normal routine. We do this like 2 or 3 times a week. But if this was somebody else, it was extremely hard.
How would you assess just his development as well throughout the years? You've been in with him for close to 5 years now. From the day you started working with him today, how would you just describe that evolution?
Man, every fight he's getting better. Every year he's getting better. So far he's growing. He's not even at his peak right now. So I think for another 4 years he's gonna grow. At least for another 4 years he's gonna grow. Yeah.
I mean, he's in the prime of his career, 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you want to be, right, as a fighter?
Yeah. So I think for the next 4 or 5 years, we're just gonna see him doing new stuff and getting better and better.
So you're obviously training the present. Three, two, one. You're obviously working with Arman Tsarukyan, who presently is the best Armenian combat sports athlete on the planet. But you also have a son, Leo, who's making a name for himself in the jiu-jitsu scene across America. Can you get into that a little bit?
Yeah. In my eyes, he's just a kid playing around, but I guess he does, yeah.
How old is he?
He just turned 8.
8 years old. So talk us through it. Every weekend, it seems as if you're in a different pocket of America. What is his outlook looking like?
He's good. He's looking good. We travel a lot. We compete a lot. Because when you compete only in California or only in LA, you're always going to run into the same kids. Especially he moved up in a belt, so there's not so many gray belts at that age. So that's why we started traveling all over the place, so we can face different kids and then see what his mistakes are, so we can work on those mistakes.
What does he want to do as far as a future goes?
Man.
Is this for fun right now, or is he
No,
actually want to be a fighter?
What did you want to do when you were 8 years old?
I think I'm doing what I wanted to do.
So he does not know what does he want to do. He just does whatever I say, and he just pretty much does it to make me happy, I guess, because that's what he says. Like, oh yeah, you happy? Okay, I'm happy. If I'm happy, then he's happy, I guess. He just wants to, and for me, just to be healthy, discipline, self discipline and self control, and he watches what he eats and stuff like that. Teach him young to be healthy and be strong, defend himself and his family, pretty much.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out on him. And KDMMA, there's a lot of up-and-coming guys who fight in the Southern California fight scene. Who are some guys that we should look out for?
Okay, so we have this weekend 3 fighters up next fighting. So we have Anthony, we have Hamza, and we have Parkev. All 3 of them are great fighters. Hamza is a professional fighter, he's undefeated. Parkev is like the running champion for the past 2 years. Anthony is going to become a champion soon. So make sure to keep a good eye on all the fighters that we have, because they are all good. And we had actually more fighters that the fights fell off. Yeah, we have many young talent that is coming up.
So it doesn't happen to just Arman, it happens across the board.
It's going to happen to many other Good fighters, yeah. Very soon. They're working hard, and I'm very proud of them.
Roma, thank you very much for taking the time. Good luck with everything moving forward, and always a pleasure catching you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming.